Bentornati tutti con il nostro carissimo Poirot. Dobbiamo ancora risolvere il caso. Non stiamo andando molto avanti. Già che devo fare? Torniamo a Londra.
Right, back to London. There is nothing more for us to do here.
Ok.
Japp has decided to reveal details to the press. The alphabet murder is now famous.
It is not a bad idea. The more people who know, the greater our chances of finding out something of interest.
Poirot, I have a bad feeling.
Ok. Giustamente un'altra lettera.
Poor Mr. Poirot, not so good at these little criminal matters as you thought yourself, are you? Rather past your prime, perhaps. Let us see if you can do any better this time. This time, it's an easy one. Churston on the 30th. Do try and do something about it. It's a bit dull having it all my own way, you know. Good hunting. Ever yours, ABC.
Anche lo sborone.
Good hunting. Did you hear that, Poirot? The murderer seems to be taking it all as a game, a challenge. He will strike on 30th in Churston. We must warn Scotland Yard.
Precisa che per il 30.
By the way, Hastings, what day is it?
Well, looking at the calendar, it's the 30th. No time to lose. We must prepare our suitcases for Churston.
Mon Dieu, it is already 10 o'clock. I will call Scotland Yard immediately.
Ok, hai vinto il trofeo Baffoni. Ok, lo accetto.
Hello, Japp. We received a new letter from ABC in the 10 o'clock post.
Where and when?
In Churston. Today.
Today? I'll inform the population immediately.
I'll check the train times. Call me back.
Allora, prepara la partenza per Charleston. No, sì, però se non mi fai passare, ecco.
Hastings, what you are doing is an absolute disaster. That is no way to pack suitcases.
Heavens, we must hurry. We have to get to Churston before the murder.
Metti che in emergenza fai notare che l'ordine è essenziale.
You're right, Hastings. It is an emergency.
At last, Poirot, you're being reasonable. Poirot, you were right.
Su cosa?
I've just consulted the ABC guide. There's no hurry. The next train doesn't leave till 11:45.
You see, there is no need to hurry. We will not be in Churston until tomorrow morning. After the murder.
But why has the murderer warned us so late? It's not what he usually does. Did he do it on purpose?
Very good question, Hastings. We should also compare the letter we have just received with the other two. Although I have very little doubt about what we will find.
Oddio, ancora il confronto.
Right,
L'avevo
let us
fatto anche
compare
prima.
this new letter with the second one.
Ok.
Let us examine this more closely. Yes, this eye is weird. No, this character does not appear to have any
Non volevo
defects.
mettere quello.
Let us examine another word. Yes, the I characters in the two letters do indeed have the same defects. I have to find some other similar defects to confirm my theory.
Allora, la W.
The W is not printed properly. Of course, the W characters in the two letters do indeed have the same defects. I have to find some other similar defects to confirm my theory.
Ah, questo là.
Yes, the A appears to be quite unusual.
Eh sì, è più in basso.
That's right. The A characters in the two letters do indeed have the same defects. My theory was right. These two letters were written with the same typewriter. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
3 punti ego, va bene. Allora, perché l'assassino parte così tardi? Questo. La lettera è arrivata in ritardo a causa di un errore nell'indirizzo.
The letter should have arrived in time. The postmark shows that it was sent 3 days ago. However, our man made a mistake in the address, which explains the delay. All the same, the post office took their time correcting the error.
Come on, Poirot. Your address is not quite as well known as that of Scotland Yard. Poirot, the telephone. It must be Jap.
Ok. Si dirà che c'è già stato un omicidio. Giusto?
I have some news from Churchton. Bad news, I'm afraid. Sir Carmichael Clark was murdered while out on his evening walk.
Sir Carmichael Clark. The name is familiar to me.
He was a famous throat specialist, one of the best in London. A wealthy man, he retired to Combside, a beautiful house by the sea. He collected antiques.
Are you going there?
Yes, let's meet on the train.
Ah. Charleston. Ammazza che casetta. Piccola. Ammazza che roba che gli ha fatto.
The victim is called Sir Carmichael Clark, one of the best throat specialists in London. The body was still warm when we found it. If we'd been warned earlier, we definitely could have saved him.
It appears that the murderer made a mistake when he wrote his letter.
A mistake? Lucky for him.
And what if he did it on purpose?
No. He's defined his madcap rules and he's sticking to them. It's a matter of pride for him. Shall we go up to the house, Poirot?
You go, my friends. I will come soon.
Ok, dovremo cercare robe. Bappi da
Jack has
sceriffo.
emptied the victim's pockets and has laid out their contents on this piece of wax cloth.
Ok, vediamo. Prima questo che non so che cazzo sia. Ah, è un anello.
A signet ring, very probably with the Clark family's coat of arms.
Forte avere un anello con il proprio stemma familiare, no? È una cosa che si usava una volta. Il giorno d'oggi non più.
Nothing appears to be missing from this wallet. An oriental dragon. It's an old piece, much older than a pocket watch on which it was fastened.
Ed è rotto l'orologio. Meh.
It is pointless.
Boh, adesso vediamo il corpo.
Sir Carmichael's throat was cut. It's a clean incision, a professional murder.
Però è stato ucciso
The
qui.
gravel on the path has been sprayed with blood that covers a conical-shaped area, which starts at the body and becomes wider as it moves further from the bush.
Ma quanto spende sto qua per sti cosi? O sono gratuiti?
An ABC guide, the murderer's customary signature, covered in blood this time. Apart from the wound to the throat, the body is untouched. No cuts, no bruises.
Quindi vuol dire che non si è ribellato, non ha avuto il tempo, o non ha avuto il tempo di farlo. Informazione. Allora. Esamina la scena del crimine. Qua. C'è un
This
gabbiano.
place is very calming.
Tana. Un po' quello che impreco io quando le cose nei videogiochi non mi vanno bene. Roccia pittoresca. Fiore di campo. E quindi che cazzo se ne frega, Poro?
The sight is exceptional. It is easy to imagine that Sir Carmichael used to enjoy stopping here every evening.
Ma sti cazzi? Cioè dobbiamo indagare, non andare a radicini, eh? Non è che dobbiamo andare a cercare i funghi. Tra l'altro mi
The
fanno
body
anche
is just in
schifo.
front of a bush. One of the only bushes in the surrounding area.
Adesso. È pieno di cespugli. Qua.
The vegetation behind the bush has been trampled. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Si è nascosto dietro un cespuglio. Allora, in che posizione era Carmichael quando è stato ucciso? Se Michael dava le spalle al cespuglio. Finché ci siamo.
Sir Carmichael had his back to the bush when the killer cut his throat from behind. A fatal blow that sprayed blood over a range of more than 1 meter. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Se gli ha tagliato la giugulare, è il minimo. Sir Carmichael ha visto il suo assassino. La vittima dava le spalle al cespuglio, quindi... Sir Carmichael è morto senza vedere chi lo colpiva. Come farebbe chiunque che voglia tagliare la gola.
Have you finished, Poirot?
Chief Inspector, many questions remain unanswered, but I am certain of one thing.
L'assassino è un opportunista. L'omicidio è stato premeditato con cura. Non so che cazzo voglia dire l'assassino è un opportunista. In che senso? Cioè...
The killer has prepared his crime very carefully.
Quite right. He must have known Sir Carmichael's movements well to plan such an attack.
Il furto potrebbe essere il movente per questo crimine. L'omicidio è stato molto violento. Il
The
furto direi di
murderer
no.
struck with terrible savagery.
Yes, blood flowed. It's the first time he's attacked a man. He armed himself accordingly.
Have you spoken to the victim's family, Chief Inspector?
I've spoken to the brother, Franklin Clark. I didn't get much out of him. He's yours. I must get the body removed.
Ok. Quindi adesso andiamo a parlare con quell'altro. Immagino. Sì, Poirot, però... devo arrivare lì.
To be honest, this inspector seems rather obtuse. I'm counting on your friend Poirot to catch my brother's murderer. Ah, here he is now. Please, Mr. Poirot. Mr. Poirot, this is my brother's secretary, Miss Thora Gray.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. Poirot. Would you like some tea?
No, thank you, mademoiselle. I find it hard to digest.
Allora, vediamo. Allora, con loro
Hastings does not like very hot tea. He's going to blow on his cup for a good while before drinking.
Ok, vediamo.
Everybody is absorbed in their cup of tea. Let us take advantage of the opportunity to observe them discreetly.
Sì, ma quello lì l'avevo già intuito, però volevo vedere se...
There is something very viril about him.
Spalle quadrate. Nodo alla cravatta preciso. Colorito abbronzato. Ok.
Franklin Clark is an adventurer, the sort of man that women like.
Occhio di falco. Adesso facciamo questa qua.
There is something elegant about her.
Per gli standard dell'epoca ci sta. Spilla antica. Sì, era ovvio che controllasse la spilla. Trucco leggero. Camisetta di buon taglio molto classica.
She has good taste, except perhaps in her choice of jewelry.
Ok.
Please excuse me, I have to take care of Lady Clark.
Ma tutta sta cosa non mi avete fatto interrogare anche lei?
My brother's wife is gravely ill. You will probably want to question her, but I fear that it won't be possible today.
Accusalo di parlare. Mostrati comprensivo.
Of course, I understand. Someone set a trap for your brother. Who was familiar with his habits?
Everybody knew he took his evening walk at 8:30, and that he always followed the same path.
Fai notare che Dora fa parte dei sospetti. Fai notare che Franklin fa parte dei sospetti. Chiede se gli abitanti del paese erano al corrente.
And did people of the village know Sir Carmichael's habits?
I don't know. It's possible.
What were you doing last night?
Perché ha un punto
After
ego?
dinner, I went to my bedroom. At 11 in the evening, the telephone rang. It was the police. I went to look for my brother.
Chiedi se era una notte buia. Qual è il suo libro preferito?
Was it a dark night?
It was a new moon.
Perché?
I took a lantern.
So it was you who found the body.
Yes, along with the gardener.
Have you seen any strangers around the house recently?
No. As far as I know, nobody has been near the house.
Ok.
Miss Clark.
Oh, Lady Clark must have fallen from her chair. I have to help Miss Grey get her up.
Hastings, while our host is gone, let's examine the drawing room.
But, Poirot, a gentleman shouldn't...
I take full responsibility. All you have to do is to leave the drawing room door ajar and let me know if anyone is coming.
Ok. Quindi dobbiamo controllare qua.
Dragon, dragon, dragon. Sir Carmichael showed himself to be very consistent in his collection's theme. A turtle. It is an emperor. His place at the center of the table is probably symbolic.
È tutta roba cinese. È simbologia
A
cinese.
dragon.
Va bene.
A crane?
Qui c'è la tigre.
A tiger.
E il librotto, immagino.
Comside's private collection, purchases since 1920. The catalogue for Sir Carmichael Clark's collection.
Ok. Beh, praticamente siamo degli impiccioni.
Compass, point to the South. Bronze and magnetite, Han Dynasty, circa 210 BC, purchased in Hong Kong 1935.
Ok. Ah no, c'è ancora da controllare. Riflessione. Ah, qui ci sarà un enigma. Va bene. Allora, devo ricordarmi da qua. Allora, aspettate, Sono questi, quindi la tigre va verso l'alto. Questa qui che cazzo è già?
A turtle.
Ah, la tartaruga. La tartaruga va con la testa rivolta verso sinistra e il drago va verso il centro. Allora, tigre e drago verso il centro e anche la gru. La tartaruga è l'unica che va all'esterno. A meno che non ci siano dei libri. Questo... Vuoi
The
vedere qui
cardinal
questi...
points. This book could maybe help me. Each cardinal point is associated with one animal and one color. In the middle sits the imperial dragon, and out of respect, all the others are turned towards him.
Ok. Ok, dovrebbe essere giusto, no? Sì. Non è giusto?
I think I heard a bang. Could it be this cupboard?
Ok, ho capito. Li devo
This is
mettere...
interesting.
Li devo mettere dove c'era il pallino, giù in fondo.
These daggers are only ceremonial weapons. I do not think that the crime weapon is here. These daggers are only...
Ah, è sempre quello che... Sposta.
Ernest Logan, MD, Brighton Cancer Institute, 201 Dusk Road, Brighton, Sussex. To Sir Carmichael Clark, MD, Comside Churstone, Devon. Brighton, 1935, January the 5th. As a man of science, I owe it to you to be completely frank. Lady Clark, your wife is suffering from a generalized terminal cancer.
Ma che
I
cazzo.
confess I didn't suspect anything like that during the first exams. But with the test results I have received today, there is unfortunately no place for doubt. I estimate that Lady Clark's life expectancy is no more than 1 year. Hospitalization would not help in her case, so I advise you to keep her at home and provide her with as much morphine as required to ease her last moments. Yours sincerely, Ernest Logan.
Ok. E fin qui ci siamo.
Here's Miss Gray.
Sorry to keep you waiting. Lady Clark's condition requires regular care. I believe you want to ask me a few questions.
Indeed, mademoiselle. This porcelain is remarkable. Is it old?
It's about 3 centuries old, I believe. Wait,
Che
let me
mortacci.
find the reference.
Congratulazioni, hai vinto il trofeo Baffi cinesi. Andiamo.
She appears to be very flustered.
pianto, occhi lucidi. Rossetto in parte cancellato. Ah, potrebbe non essere quello. Respiro rapido.
She's unable to hide her emotion, and her makeup has been disturbed. I think that this young woman has just been kissed.
Here? Teapot with Black Dragon, Gangshi period, end of the 17th century. It is a rare piece with unusual colours.
You have a good knowledge of art history.
Acquired while working with Sir Carmichael.
Occhi
I used to
stravaganti.
help him manage his collection and choose his new acquisitions.
Quindi? Chiedi se le faceva dei regali. Chiedi se fosse imbarazzata di essere al servizio di un uomo anziano.
Did you have a good relationship with your employer?
He treated me well, and I am sorry for his death.
Have you seen any strangers hanging around in the past few days?
No. Nobody has been near Comside.
Chiedi se... Dov'era il momento? Chiedi la sua versione dei fatti. Proviamo
Tell
con-
me what happened last night.
After dinner? Well, I did some sewing, and then I went to bed. I was woken by the telephone at 11. I heard Franklin Clark speaking with the gardener. They left with some lanterns, and they found the body.
Chiedi che opinione ha su Franklin. Chiedi le ragioni della sua versione per Franklin. Chiedi se ha una relazione con Franklin. Proviamo ad andare un pochino più subito.
What are your feelings about Franklin Clark?
What an odd question. Of course I think he's a good man. He's energetic, nice, very sociable.
Prudente.
Miss Grey, if I may be so bold, please do not take offence. My friend has rather unusual methods, but all he wants is to find the murderer.
Yes, I understand. I must rest. Please excuse me.
Earlier, you asked me to watch the living room door for you. I don't wish to be indiscreet, but sometimes a gentleman stumbles upon a secret without intending to.
That is sometimes the case.
And I saw Franklin Clark kissing Miss Grey at the foot of
immaginavo.
the stairs.
Do you think this is a common occurrence?
No, I saw emotion, intensity. I think it was their first kiss.
Well done, mon ami. Well spotted.
However, I don't think I completely understand this business. Why did Sir Carmichael not defend himself? He appeared to have been active and strong.
The murderer did not give him a chance. Let us try and reconstruct the scene.
E anche questo è tutto da dimostrare. Regà, la ricostruzione la vediamo
Sir Clark is...
nel prossimo episodio, perché sta venendo un video veramente lunghissimo. La vediamo nel prossimo episodio. Io vi ringrazio, iscrivetevi, fate tutto quello che dovete fare sempre. Vi rimando ai prossimi video e statemi bene, come sempre. Ciao raga.